Mei has a fairly small moveset and fewer options to work with in comparison to most of the cast. However, her simple but powerful combos make up for this. Despite being a charge character similar to Street Fighter's Chun-Li or Guile, she's surprisingly easy to get the hang of, and I would encourage beginner players to give her a shot. Unfortunately, her super moves don't lend all that well to being used as combo finishers, but she can pull off some Roman cancels which make for effective combo extensions. Let's start with some real basic bread and butter combos. With some practice, you should be able to pull these off consistently. Mei's Air Slash covers pretty good range and combos easily, so it's a good opener if you can land a jump in on your opponent. Once you decide that you're going through with this attack, start holding back the entire time to charge Mr. Dolphin. Then, you simply have to time the slash attacks properly, and end it with a forward slash to throw Mr. Dolphin out there. Keep in mind that once you land on the ground, you might get either 1 or 2 slash attacks depending on your distance from the opponent. However, it is possible to combo both versions, so try not to let the timing throw you off. If your opponent does end up blocking, doing the entire combo is usually safe and should keep your opponent stuck in blocking the whole time. But keep in mind that it's not 100% safe, so do be careful. For the most part though, you should be fine.
Well,
This is a simple mix-up that can make the opponent nervous and unsure of which way to block in the heat of the moment. Although it can be easy to become predictable if you use it too much, and this approach is susceptible to anti-air approaches. So try to use it sparingly or when your opponent is just waking up. Start with down heavy slash in mid-air, and keep holding down the whole time to charge Mr. Dolphin. Upon landing on the ground, follow up with another down heavy slash, and then immediately continue with a heavy Mr. Dolphin. Finally, finish off with a forward heavy slash for a little bit of extra damage. Keep in mind that the down heavy slash on the ground has very long recovery animations, so you'll be left wide open if the opponent blocks. However, due to the nature of the combo, Mr. Dolphin should help keep you safe most of the time, but as usual, avoid becoming predictable. Down heavy slash on the ground also works well as an anti-air. Just be aware that, again, the recovery animations are rough. Definitely consider canceling into Mr. Dolphin under most circumstances. You don't want to be left open to an approaching opponent. This combo is really nasty and easy to pull off. It's a noob killer, and this combo alone should help you advance through the first few floors in the online ranking. Landing a counter hit with a horizontal Mr. Dolphin, either the normal or heavy variant, will put the opponent in a reeling counter state. You actually have a good amount of time to just run up to them like this and execute Mei's command grab, which is Z-motion kick. An alternative way to do this is just forward and then quarter circle forward kick. And how convenient that Mei already has to run up to her opponent to do this move. For the finisher, simply following up with forward heavy slash won't be enough this time. You'll need to take a quick step forward first, but it's easy enough to pull off. Since Mr. Dolphin comes out so fast and is surprisingly good at interrupting your opponent's attacks on top of having very fast recovery on block, this is an excellent move for shutting down overly aggressive players. Just be careful not to become too predictable, or you'll end up launching yourself right into their attacks or projectiles. But it's hardly the worst option to just throw this out there every now and then. The Roman Cancel can sort of be seen as this game's version of X Factor from Marvel vs. Capcom 3, or Focus Attack Dash Cancel from Street Fighter 4. For the cost of 1 gear, or half your meter, you can extend your combo, and Mei has a few good ways of doing so. For the jump-in combo, as soon as Mr. Dolphin hits the opponent, immediately do a Roman Cancel, and then start charging down right away. After the animation finishes, simply do the heavy anti-air combo that you're already familiar with, and then follow up with forward heavy slash. This same Roman Cancel setup works well with the other combos too. For the aerial mix-up and heavy anti-air combos, again use the Roman Cancel as soon as Mr. Dolphin lands, and then do another heavy anti-air combo. For the command grab, you'll want to land the Roman Cancel as soon as Mei lands her scissor kick, and then continue with the heavy anti-air combo as usual. These Roman Cancels add about an extra 10% damage, give or take, which doesn't sound like a ton, but it's important to understand that these values can fluctuate drastically depending on the opponent's current level of risk. The purple meter underneath their burst gauge, which increases whenever they block attacks and decreases whenever they get hit. That being said, even if it's not necessarily the most efficient use of meter, the way meter works in this game is that it's very use it or lose it. It doesn't carry over to the next round, so I don't think it's a bad idea to try to get as much extra little damage as you can whenever you have the opportunity. If nothing else, I think this is at least a decent introduction to Roman Cancels for beginners.
Ready, set, fly the wind!
Okay, here's a fun and really strong combo. If your opponent is in the corner and he's launched into the air, then you can easily string 2 attacks back to back several times. Here's a good way to practice this. Open up with a fully charged forward heavy slash, and, while it's charging, hold back the entire time. As soon as you land the hit, immediately execute a heavy Mr. Dolphin, and then start holding back right away again. Once Mei lands back on the ground from riding Mr. Dolphin, do another heavy slash, and then another heavy Mr. Dolphin. And rinse and repeat until the game doesn't allow it anymore. This is a powerful combo that's a little awkward to get used to, but it's so simple that it's worth practicing. Best of all, Mei has quite a few options to make this work, such as off of her command grab. And while the fully charged forward heavy slash might not seem likely to pull off, it can be good for scaring the opponent into attempting to interrupt you, only for them to get hit in turn.
Isn't that cute?
If you have the meter to spend, then you can also pull off this corner combo using one of the previously mentioned Roman cancels as well. And if you get really good with the timing, then you can pull off one of Mei's super moves while the opponent is stuck in the wall splat animation for maximum damage. Of course, all of this is just scratching the surface. I'm no expert myself, and considering the competition just for the beta, I'm way off from talking like I know what I'm doing. But I do think this guide should help most players at least get started. These combos helped get me as high as the 10th floor, and I even accessed the Celestial floor one time, if that counts for anything, although I was quickly booted out. I don't know why they let me in there in the first place. Anyway, keep practicing and good luck. Thanks for watching. I'll be looking forward to the game's launch next month, and I'll be sure to put together a review for it as soon as I can.
Can't die here.
Ready, set, by the wind!